What is up, YouTube? This is DBZ14 coming at you with a Dark Magician Pendulum deck profile. Recently, I went to my locals and I got first place in the box tournament with this deck. I went undefeated and got a circuit breaker box, and it was amazing. I didn't think I would do that good with this deck, especially with the meta, but I've won every single duel, and it turns out to be a really fun, really budget-friendly deck. And without any further ado, I'll get on with the deck profile. So obviously, starting off with the main monster of the deck, we play 3 Dark Magician. No need to go more into that. Then we go to 3 Magician's Rod. Helps you search out your spell and trap magician cards, which is really good. Also, another neat thing about this deck is that when you summon the Time Grazer Magician, you're allowed to search your magician monster. So you can search a Dark Magician. You can search a Dark Magician card or magician card, and you can normal summon this card after you Pendulum summon to search your spell and trap cards that you need to help summon your Dark Magician. So that's good. Next, for some of the 1-ofs, you run the 1 Illusion and then the 1 Magician of Dark Illusion. Some people would argue that you might want to run more copies of this. It's good. It helps you search your Dark Magician and gives you the power boost, so that's pretty good. And then the 1 Magician of Dark Illusion, he's okay. When I side, I usually side him out, but he comes in handy though, so that's good. So that's it for the Dark Magician monsters. Next, you run the Pendulum engine, which I run double Joker to help search out your Pendulum monsters, and then the double Wisdom Eye to help search for scales. Really good. For this deck, I run a lot of 2-ofs, which because I just don't have space for a lot of stuff. So so next I run the double Purple Poison Magician, which is a really good card because if you have the setup where you have Dark Magical Circle, Purple Poison, and then the Trap Time Grazer card, Time Pendulum card, you can potentially destroy 3 cards on your opponent's side of the field during 1 turn, so that's really good. Another problem I have with this deck is that I don't run that many one low scales. I mean, this is my main one, so yeah. And then I run the double Iris. The high scale 8 helps you search out the spell and trap time pendulum cards, and gives the double power boost. Or when you attack a monster, it does double damage, so that comes really handy. And yeah, next you run the double Harmonizing, probably one of my favorite ones, just because you're allowed to special summon a monster from your deck that's a Pendulum Magician monster when it's Pendulum summoned, and helps make plays, so that's really strong. Helped me a lot during the tournament. And then I run the 1 Black Fang and then the 1 White Wing. Mainly, I wish I could run more copies of this card just because it's just so good, because when it's destroyed, you can summon a dark spellcaster monster from your graveyard. So like you can summon your Dark Magician or whatnot. So that comes really, really clutch. And then the 1 White Wing, another card that I usually tend to side out during matches and stuff. Helps you make Omega to 1 scale, and helps you summon Supreme King's the Archdragon. So that's pretty cool. Next, you run the double Astrograph. Really good because it's level 7. I sometimes even use them for my 1 scale if I really need to. I barely get to summon Supreme Z Archdragon. But yeah, I mean, whenever something gets destroyed, you're allowed to search it, and you can make Rake 7 plays with this card. I mean, this card just has a lot of utility with the deck, so that's really good. And to round off with the monsters, you run the 1 Maxi. I know a lot of people want to run a lot of hand traps in this format, but I just do not have the space for it, and I run some on my side. So yeah, the 1 Maxi, because it's probably one of the best hand traps in the game right now. So that's it for the monsters, and now onto the spells. I run the triple Dark Magical Circle. Probably the best Dark Magician card. Potentially helps you search out another spell or trap Dark Magician card when you activate the first effect of ordering the first 3 cards of your deck. And then whenever a Dark Magician card is special summoned, you can banish 1 card your opponent's side of the field. So that's pretty good. And then you run the 2-star Pendulum Graph. Really good because a lot of things. It helps with the consistency, helps search your scale, and it's just a really good card, and your opponent can't target your spellcaster monsters with spell effects, so that's really good. Next you run the double Pendulum Call. Thinking about maybe bumping up this to 3 because it's really crucial to set up your scales, and Pendulum Call helps you search your scales, and it also helps you protect your scales as well, which is really good against opposing Wavering Eyes. It's also good because whenever you have cards like Purple Poison Magician, your scale, and you attack, it allows you to gain the power boost in the Purple Poison Magician when you get destroyed. So that's really good. And then next, I run the double Duelist Alliances to help search the Pendulum Call, search the Time Pendulum cards, or even Iris if I really need it, so that helps with the consistency. Next, I run the one Illusion Magic. It's really, really critical to the deck because it helps search your Dark Magician, and so yeah, not only does it deck thin, but you get your Dark Magician, you can Pendulum Summon it, and potentially banish a card with Dark Magical Circle and whatnot, so yeah, that's good. And then next, I run this one questionable card. You can always take it out. I just run it for fun. It's the Eye of Timaeus. A really cool thing about this deck is that you can potentially summon the Dark Magician Dragon Knight card your first turn. If you Pendulum Summon your Dark Magician, then you activate this card. But if you go to tournaments, I don't recommend playing this card. You can substitute it with plenty of options, and I'll show you later on the deck profiles. But that is it for the spell cards, and now for the traps. You run the 2 Time Pendulum Graph. Really, really good because if you're able to set up this and then your Dark Magical Circle, you can just ultimately disrupt your opponent's plays and potentially win the game with ease. Next, you run the double Eternal Soul. Once again, another double of, which I can run a 3 of. Helps special summon the Dark Magician from either hand or grave. I wish I can summon a Dark Magic, or search off the Dark Magic attack. I just do not have space for it. But it's really good because say like your opponent sets 4 and pass, and then you activate this card, and then you search a Dark Magic attack. You can potentially play the Dark Magic attack next turn and destroy all their spell cards. So that's really good. And next I run the double Navigation to help special summon the Dark Magician from your hand. And another neat thing with this card is you can summon any spellcaster monster from your deck. So it can be a Pendulum monster, it can be anything that you need at that turn, at that point of the duel, especially Purple Poison Magician, because if it gets destroyed, you can destroy your card and you put it outside the field, or if they don't destroy it, then you can overlay for a rank 4 or whatnot. And then if you want, you can run the 3rd Navigation as well, if you want to take out the Eye of Timaeus. Like I said, there's a lot of options you can run, like the Solemn Brigade and Dark Renewal, Dark Magic Attack, and all these other cards, but this is what I found best and what won me the tournament. So yeah, that's it for the main deck. It's 40 cards. Next we'll go on with the side deck. I run the triple Leonidas. Really good. Some people play Hanawata, but I like the Rebel King Leonidas because it gets Trick Stars. It's really good. It's a rank 7, and it's a scale 3, so it can help you Pendulum Summon stuff. And it's just a really good card against Trick Stars. Next we run the double Ghost Ogre. One of the best hand traps in the game right now. And it's budget friendly as well, so that's really good. And then you run the double Sticky String. The reason why I run these 2 in particular is because you can Pendulum Summon it, and it's a rank 7, so you can make your rank 7 plays, and it's easy to run over, and it's budget friendly, so that's good. Next you run the triple Wavering Eyes. Really essential against any Pendulum matchups. You don't main deck it because you really need to have your scales up, but obviously when you play against a mirror opposing Magician Pendulum decks, you really need this card to help you win. Next you run the double Twin Twister. You can easily put Dark Magic Attack if you want, but going first, this is really, really critical. So yeah, that's the only reason why I play the Twin Twister. So yeah, and also another good thing about Twin Twister is that you can discard like a Dark Magician and it wouldn't even matter, because you can just bring it back with Eternal Soul. And next for the last of my side deck cards, I run the 1 Terraforming and the double Spellcaster's Village. Reason why I don't main deck it is because if you go second, it's pretty much useless. So if you're guaranteed to go first, I always side these 3 cards in. It's just so good. Your opponent can't play spell cards, and in Yu-Gi-Oh! You really need your spell cards. And then lastly, for the tokens, you just run the Yugi, Joey, and Kaiba. So yeah, that's it for the side deck, and now finally for the spice, the extra deck. The 1 Supreme King Z Art Dragon, the 1 Dark Magician Dragon Knight. Obviously, for tournaments, you may not want to play this card, but you can. It's up to the player's choice if they want to or not. But I barely go into this guy, and I barely go into him as well. But if you can summon these cards, then they can do some good. Next, you run the 1 Supreme King Dragon Clearwing. I really like this card because it's really easy to summon, and when it's summoned, you can destroy all your monsters on your opponent's side of the field. So that's really good. And then you run the 1 Omega, which is really easy to summon, especially with the White Wing, the Harmonizing Magician, and whatnot. And then the 1 Deco Talker. Once that Electromagnet Metal Folks card comes out, hopefully soon, you'd want to replace it with that. That card is just really good, but for now we just run the Deco Talker. And then for your rank 7s, I run the 1 Red Eyes Flare Metal, the 1 Big Eye, and the 1 Ebon. I usually go into these 2 the most because you can finish off your opponents with the Red Eyes Flare, and then the Ebon is just really good. Helps to special summon the Dark Magician, which could potentially banish a card if you have a Dark Magical Circle. And once you attack something, you can banish 1 card on your opponent's side of the field, so it's just really, really good. Next, you run the double Time Star Magician. Probably the best card in your extra deck, just because you can search any Magician card from your deck, and you can protect your scales and dump stuff with it to potentially summon your Z-Arc Dragon. So that's really good. And then next, for the rank 4, for more rank 4s, I run the Lightning and Utopia 39. I go to them somewhat, but for budget players, you can take this card out easily and put it in like Castle or whatever. Next, you run the 1 Baguska. It's really good because if you have Baguska on field and you have your Dark Magical Circle and your Time Pendulum Graph, you can still summon, you special summon your Dark Magician with like Navigation or Eternal Soul and banish stuff. So it's like your walking skill drain and help stall and whatnot. Next, you run the 1 Abyss Dweller. Once Burning Abyss becomes a thing, or any deck that usually uses the graveyards, Abyss Dweller is really good. I remember in the tournament I played against the Burning Abyss guy, and I summoned this card all the time, and I just won. And then finally, I run the 1 Supreme King Dragon Dark Rebellion. Can help go for game, especially with the help of the attack modulation of attacking a monster or whatnot. So that's really good. And then if you don't want to play Dark Dragon Magician card, whatever it's called, the Dark Dragon Knight, where is it? It's somewhere down here. This card right here. You can easily summon, or you can easily play the 1 Ignister. It's really easy to summon, especially if you play against the Pendulum matchup. It's really good. So yeah. But yeah, anyways, thank you YouTube for watching. That was my deck profile for first place for the box tournament. It's loads of fun, really easy to play, and it's just, look, every single card in my deck is basically hollowed out. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please post a comment down below for any suggestions, or if you like the video, please hit that like button, and most of all, hit that subscribe button. Once again, this is DBZ439, and peace.